preps, welcome to our letter of the day lesson for today. Let's have a look at what we're doing. So our learning intention is we are learning to recognise the letter A and the most common sound that it makes. So to be successful today, you will be able to name a capital and a lowercase a. You can make the sound for a letter A and you can write the letter A. So over here, this is a capital A, and we would use this if we were writing the name of something or if it was at the start of our sentence. On the other side, we have a lowercase a, and this is what we would use in the middle of our words if they're in the middle of a sentence or inside of our word. So repeat after me. This is a capital A. Good. Next one. This is a lowercase a. Great. This is the letter A. Wonderful. Okay, so I want you to tell me now, is this a capital A or a lowercase a? Yes, it's a lowercase a. Well done. What about this one? That's right, capital A. This one. Another capital A. Good job. And last one. Excellent, lowercase a. Okay, now we know that every letter makes a sound. So the letter A makes the sound ah. And we do that with our action for our ants on our arm. We say ah. Can you say the A says ah? Great. Repeat after me. Ah, ah, ah. Excellent. So with our Jolly Phonics song, we know the song says ah, ah, ants on my arm. And remember, this is the action we do when we make that sound to help us remember. So we've got some words here from our word wall that were in the classroom. So we've got the word apple. The first sound in the word apple is ah, and that's why there's the letter A to start that word. Let's look at the next one. Ant. The first sound in the word ant is ah, and that's why we write a letter A for the first one. Okay, so now I've got some pictures and words here, and we're going to go through each one and we're going to say if they start with an ah sound or if they're not. So let's have a look at this first one. Ant. Does that start with an ah sound? It does. Good, we'll leave that one there. Let's look at the next one. Snake. Does snake start with an ah sound? No, you're right, it doesn't. Let's cross that one out. That's not a letter A word. Okay, let's look at this one. Apple. It does start with a letter A, ah, for apple, so we can leave that one. Let's go down here. Alligator. Alligator. The first sound is ah, letter A, we can leave that one. What about this one? Astronaut. Astronaut. Yep, that's the letter A word. It says ah for astronaut. Last one, lunch. Does that start with an ah? No, let's cross that one out. Okay, let's have a look. We're going to see if we can find letter A's that are in this sentence. So I'm going to read it to you and use my pointer, and then we can have a go at circling them together. So I'll read it first, then you can have a go. Annie had an apple at lunch. Okay, let's read it together now, following as I point to each word. Annie had an apple at lunch. Okay, let's get our pen. Now, remember we've got down here in our little yellow bubble a capital and a lowercase a, so we can remind ourselves what they look like so we can find them. Let's have a look at our first word. Annie, that's someone's name, and it is the first word in our sentence. Can you see an A? If you can, put your finger on it for me. Excellent, we've got a capital A at the start of the word Annie. Okay, let's go to our next word. Annie had. Can you see any letter A's in that word? That's it, it's in the middle of the word had. Add. Okay, let's go to the next one. Annie had an. Yeah, that's the first sound in the word ah for an. Annie had an apple. Can you put your finger on this letter A? Yeah, that's at the start as well. Good job. Okay, let's go to our next word, at. Can you put your finger on the A in that word? At the start again. Good. Let's look at our last word, lunch. Is there any letter A's in the word lunch that you can see? No, that's it. Let's count how many letter A's we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letter A's. Okay, now I'm going to show you how we write the letter A. Let's start with our capital A. Now I know I always start my letters at the top. So I start at the top and I do my first line down the bottom and I stop. Now I go back to the top and I do my next line down. These are straight lines for my capital A. I've got no curvy lines, and stop. And then I'm going to put a bridge through the middle from one side to the other. And that's a capital A. Let's look at our lowercase a. I start at the top. I'm going to go around, making a bubble, and bring my bubble back to my star where I started, and straight line down. And there's my lowercase a. Thanks for doing our lesson today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.